Okay, so last episode ended quite abruptly. There's a reason for that. It's because this episode, we're going to try and cram in all of the requirements that you need to follow to get the ultimate weapons. So first things first, here we are. We have the Nirvana, which is Yuna's ultimate weapon. So we'll be grabbing that, thank you very much. And to upgrade that, we're going to need a Moon Crest and a Moon Sigil. Anyways, this is the monster arena at its absolute best. Naturally, what you do with it is you, Oh, hello there. Hello, Zanmato. You collect an absolute ton of monsters, and then the owner of the monster arena will actually start creating monsters who are so powerful, they're functionally super bosses, like more powerful than any normal fiend. And beating those always earns you really, really good items and really, really good spheres, so... if you can find a way of cheesing all of these super overpowered enemies that he creates in this arena, you can break your characters, you can take them far, far, far beyond their intended power levels. And that is exactly what we will be doing, devoting a lot of time to doing so, obviously off screen, because we don't want you to suffer, because we do pour literal hours into this. Anyways, Blossom Crown right there, thank you very much. I believe that was for collecting all the different enemies found in Zanarkand. No, Gagazet, sorry, Mount Gagazet.
It's Gagazet, the Stolen Faith Cavern.
All right.
Calmlands and Zanarkand.
Welcome, Yuna.
What is this place?
Rimium Temple. Once a great religious center in the Calm Lands, lost after the battle with Sin.
And this is your home? What? You got something against company?
It's a long story. Easier perhaps to show you.
You're dead too.
Don't send me just yet.
And that's the reason why Orin is always on screen in Shizla.
That is true, yeah, he's always skulking about.
Well, Yuna, I challenge you. If you cannot beat me, you'll never beat Sin.
Like, Belgamina, I've beaten you like 5 times.
Very well.
Now you want me to
Before we
beat
begin-
every single one of your Aeons. Like, we're gonna be here
Are
a
you
while. But fine, let's do this. I got the Pokemon music playing and everything. Let's do this, let's go. So, Valifor comes up first. No biggie at all, to be honest. We've got a flying type right here, so obviously we'll take this with... yeah, exactly. So we'll take this on with an electric type. A little bit of Thunderbolt, clip your wings. Boosh. Super effective. Get wrecked. Easy stuff, Belgamine. There we are, take down your fire type with our ice type. Use a steel type against your electric. Kind of losing the Pokemon plot there. Yeah, fire against ice, that makes more sense. Pain against dragon? Let's use the power of pain to defeat a dragon.
Fairy against dragon.
Oh, I don't think Anima is a fairy. I think Anima is the furthest thing from a goddamn fairy.
She's a ghost fairy. She's the Mimikyu.
The Mimikyu of the Final Fantasy series.
Ah, you have made some progress. And for that, I am glad. Take this. It may come in handy.
Alrighty, so obviously for every Aeon we beat there, we got a good chunk of items. We got the Flower Scepter in particular for beating her Bahamut. And with both the Blossom Crown and the Flower Scepter, we can actually access the Faith Room of this temple, which allows us to acquire the final Aeons. Not final Aeons, but the last Aeons that we can get. So, they note that I say Aeons, plural. So this is a squad of Aeons. And for those of you who are fans of Final Fantasy IV, these characters are going to be somewhat reminiscent for you. The characters are Cindy, Sandy, and Mindy, the Major Sisters. who, if I remember correctly, were a Final Fantasy IV boss.
Well, you know.
And the nice thing about them, because they're late game Aeons, they already break the damage limit. You don't have to upgrade any ultimate weapons to make them break past 9,999 damage. And they can straight up heal each other. They can heal each other, buff each other. All three of them need to go down to actually end this summon, so you've essentially got a second party. The only downside to them is you don't directly control them.
They only do things if they want to.
They do things if they want to, but when they do things, they do things like this. This owns really hard. And what's scary is that's not even the most powerful move in the game. Like, Anima's Oblivion is actually stronger than that, so yeah. So on that note, the real kicker is if you have the game set to shorten the animation there, then what happens is instead of all those numbers coming out, the game actually calculates all of them and just shows you the sum total. So you'll end up with a stupidly high number, especially if you've focused all of the attacks on just one enemy, a particularly weak one at that. Like, you will just break every kind of damage limit, and it is amazing.
Ah, you have made some progress, and for that, I am glad. Take this. It may come in handy.
Thank you. Perhaps you'll teach me again someday?
That's not possible. You have already surpassed your father. There is nothing more I can teach you. My work here on Spira is done. Time for me to go.
Send her.
I have to go now. My planet needs me. Whoop! Belcamine died back on the way to her home planet.
It is in your hands. Destroy Sin and save Spira.
If Orin needed to stay back whenever Yuna is sending...
Alright, let me just get this out of the way.
Why was he standing right next to
Okay,
Yuna?
earlier I made a point. Earlier I made what I thought was a cool observation, is that anytime a character gets sent, Orin always keeps his distance, because he doesn't want to get sent as well. But that kind of just threw off that theory of mine. So fuck you, you're right, I get it. Can't believe you won't let this guy. I make one bad observation. Anyways, did the race again. Thanks, game, for making me do that again.
We needed to redo it because we forgot he was there.
Yes, yeah, you gotta talk to that dude. Then once you've talked to that dude, you then go up to this top left corner of the Calmlands. And that's how you get Tidus' ultimate weapon. Tidus' ultimate weapon is goddamn awesome. It really, really does complement his, like, fast and powerful combat technique. In the, I think it was in the Japanese version of the game, I think it was, Caladbog was originally just called Ultimate Weapon. Tying into the, you know, to the fact that most Final Fantasy games, your ultimate weapon is just called Ultimate Weapon. But yeah, Caladbog I prefer, it's a more unique name. Anyways, jumping into the locker rooms at Luca. Watching ourselves a little bit of a sphere right here. Like I said, there is an absolute ton of collectibles in this game. There's so much you can do once the post-game opens up.
Hey, Aura, did you get that last match?
Yeah, but I don't understand why you wanted me to. Didn't you say you have Blitzball in your Xanarkand?
Not a sportsman, are ya?
Working on your form?
My form don't need no work. I'm the Great Jacked. It's for my kid.
Your son plays Blitzball?
Yeah, and he wants to beat his old man bad. Once I told him to give it up. He didn't speak to me for a week. Wonder what he's doing now. I hope he got bigger and put on some muscle.
My dude, if you could see my attack stat right now.
Hey, what's the big idea? Stop shooting.
Okay, so moving on. I think as well as
Oh yeah, world champion.
Yep. As well as collecting that crest, we want to go into this bar right here after winning a select few Blitzball matches. And
I think it was one league.
Yep, I think you've got to win one league of Blitzball, and you end up getting Lord O'Holland's prize Blitzball, the world champion, the ultimate Blitzball weapon. That looks like the most painful thing in the world to hold. That is literally just covered in... That's just a saw blade. That is no longer a Blitzball, that is a saw blade.
Imagine throwing her at someone's arm.
Like, Jesus. Anyways, after playing so much goddamn Blitzball, like an absurd amount of Blitzball.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, God. I think it's the last match we had to do before we could finally throw in the Blitzball towel.
Brother is amazing.
Brother is really, really good. He's a fantastic midfielder. Ah, Bixon got fired! Bixon got kicked out of his team! That's what he gets for being a douche! Oh, that's hilarious. I can't believe I missed that. Alright, well.
I think that's why I recorded this bit.
Because Bixon got kicked out of his team. Who needs to pray? The Luca goers always win, not when you've been sacked, you fuck! That's what you get. You get replaced by some reporter person. Some rando NPC. Anyways, Jupiter Sigil. Took us bloody ages, like literally a full day of playing Blitzball on Daniel's part, but... no, you can go home now. You can go home and enjoy your life, Letty. You have fun with that, Letty. So Blitzball is over now, forever, thank God. Now, using that rusted sword that we got by the Cavern of the Stolen Faith, where coincidentally we found that that goalkeeper that we were using for all of that Blitzball right there, we unlock Auron's ultimate weapon, which would be really good, but there's one really weird drawback to it. Most ultimate weapons will have evade and counter built into them, so you can automatically dodge any physical attack and counterattack in response. Despite this being Auron's ultimate weapon, once you've fully upgraded it, it's only a normal counterattack. Like, he takes the hits. Auron just takes the hit like a champ, and then hits back with it, which...
I mean, it makes sense, because... he's slow.
But that's just it. Like, I always thought like this weapon would help mitigate that by letting him dodge shit, but... you know, whatever works for Auron. He's still a goddamn powerhouse. He's still a monster. That doesn't make him any less of a... you know, of a viable party member.
Don't go straight down.
Oh yes, God, yeah. So here we are at the Thunder Plains. Be very careful where you tread, because there's a certain enemy around here who will insta-kill you if you accidentally run into it too early.
Everywhere is just terrifying.
There are loads of areas in this game you just aren't allowed to go to right now, which, yeah,
Why am I doing
we'll get into that.
What do you see there, my lord?
Oh, I was just thinking.
This is important. No fooling around. You're gonna spoil it. Whoa.
Are you alright? Now there's a scene for posterity.
Yeah.
Braska's sadistic side that we don't get to see all that often. Anyways, yeah, we found like 10 different variations of monsters. So we caught 10 of every single monster in 10 different places, I believe. So yeah, that got us a crest for Auron.
That was exhausting.
It took so bloody long. That was a lot of going around, retreading our steps and catching monsters. But that is how we upgrade Auron's weapon, so had to be done. Delayed reaction. Took him a while to realise he'd died there.
Oh yeah, they're kind of weak at the moment.
Yeah,
I haven't leveled up Yuna enough.
they'll get stronger, don't worry. Anyways, yeah, it's given you a little bit more of an idea of the monster arena and the kind of stuff you find there. So here we are back at the Thunder Plains again, this time following Cactuars, or Quacktars, sorry. Quacktars can be found by praying at the different Quacktar stones found in the Thunder Plains. If you follow them around, they take you to this treasure chest. You then press square to pray, which the game doesn't prompt you to do, you just have to try and figure that out yourself. You open up this treasure chest, and you get
Nothing.
Kimahri's... well, you do get something. You get Kimahri's ultimate weapon. Kimahri himself seems kind of in the know about it somehow. Bang. Yep, just taking this really calmly. We almost died like 8 times just there. Let's grab our new lance, the Spirit Lance. Okay, now this next minigame I absolutely loathe. I hate this game because this is the butterfly catching game. Obviously, you know, a harder version of the one we saw earlier in the game. The real kicker to this is it's all like a perspective. The difficulty is so... It comes from the bad perspective, it comes from the bad camera angles, and it comes from your obscured vision. Like, you have to go through this area not hitting any of the red butterflies, only hitting the blues. There is very little room for error. Hitting pretty much one red butterfly will instantly lose this for you, so you cannot do it. Case in point right there, like you end up getting a fight with an enemy there. And that really crunches down on your time, meaning you have to be like frame perfect from this point on. And yeah, some of the butterflies are so like cruelly hidden as well, like behind things or under things or just out of sight. It's the most like egregious example of trial and error I've seen in a good while in a minigame in this. So
It took about 3 hours to do.
it took us about 3 hours.
Here we go!
Because yeah, the battles you get caught in as well can't be escaped from. You can't even like skip those battles that you get dragged into for grabbing the red butterflies. It is utter bullshit. Anyways, by inputting the code Godhand into the airship earlier, we get access to Godhand, which is Riku's ultimate weapon. Boosts her power, and it also allows us to collect more money and boosts her thievery ability, so she can steal rare items on command now. Which is really, really good for helping us synthesize better weapons and armors as the game goes on, so... yeah, gotta love the God Hand. It's fantastic. Now, what's bad about the God Hand, what's really bad about the God Hand, is to get the, I believe it's the Mercury Crystal Sigil, the item that upgrades it, you have to do a side quest involving some Cactuars. You have to find a bunch of Cactuars. To find the Cactuars, you have to run all around Beaconell Desert, well, except for a few Cactuars that decide to leave the desert. And if not for the game's built-in speed-up feature, which I'm demoing now, this would be absolute hell. This is the slowest and most tedious thing ever. Gotta love the speed-up. It does make the game look really janky when you run around like that, though. It doesn't quite look natural. So, you actually approach the Cactuars, and then instead of just fighting them, which would be all well and good, you've got to play red light, green light with them. And it's incredibly unforgiving, and if you don't do it all properly, you don't get all the items that you could get for pursuing this side quest. And as a stubborn asshole, I feel like I need to get all those items. I need to do this perfectly, so... cue many, many hours of playing red light, green light with these bastard Cactuars, finally getting through it all, then reviewing the footage and realising that it's all rendered in about, let's say, You know how 240p is a really bad aspect ratio? Imagine 24p. It basically looked like a Rorschach painting that vaguely looked like Final Fantasy. So we had to sit down and re-record all of this red light, green light bullshit again. And I hate it so much. I really hate it.
I didn't have to suffer.
Daniel didn't have to suffer. I'm the one who stuck my neck out for all this one. So, you know, on my own fault, I'll throw up my hands and say it is my own fault. I subjected myself to it. Doesn't make it less frustrating. Anyways, for every Cactuar you beat, you end up getting a sphere. If they catch you 3 times, you end up getting a NAF sphere that basically calls you shit. This allows you, you know, access to all the good items at the end of this one. And then with this sphere, you then do have to run all the way back to that stone, which is right back in the middle of the desert. So you've got to do a lot of running back and forth around here. Trying to do this side quest without having no encounters equipped onto a piece of weapon or armor is basically hell, so don't even consider doing that. Anyways, next Cactuar is Revivier, or Revivia, however you say that name. Revivia is over here. Let's do some red light, green light. What's your thought, Dan, on this quest? Because
it's really boring.
It's equal parts boring and annoying.
It doesn't deserve any attention.
Except for the fact that it gives you, you know, it allows you to power up Riku's ultimate weapon.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it does. I don't even care about the items anymore.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, Little Chava likes big numbers. So you have to go over to this board right here. 20% off all the travel agency goods. 20!
Why'd you cut that bit out? It's
What bit?
literally just to the left a bit.
Just because I got lost and forgot where I was going and ran elsewhere. Leave me alone, I was tired and bored. So, you know, so far the red light, green light admittedly isn't that bad. It's from the next one onwards where things get really cruel. Oh, god damn it. Eating my own words right there. So let's try that again. I hate this game in real life. Because, like, everyone cheats at this goddamn game in real life. The worst is when you have someone who turns around to you and says you were moving when you evidently weren't, but then when you move to object to that, you know, false accusation, that's considered to be the movement. I hate red light, green light. It's the worst game. Anyways, here you go. You have the 2 brothers here.
I thought you were gonna say, because you need a friend for it.
Fuck you. So now you have 2 Cactuars who work in tandem. Which, you know... Thankfully they don't go out of sync, which would be an absolute pain. Just means when you get to the battle, you have to fight 2 of them. And considering that they can insta-kill a character with 10,000 needles, you know, the Cactuar signature move, which does 10,000 damage, you gotta be careful, basically. Anyway, next Cactuar. You have to go over to this safe sphere right here. And this one can eat my fucking ass. I hate this one. This one could die in a fucking fire. This is where the bulk of that 3 hours was spent, is... Look how... Hate it.
This was funny.
Oh, I hated it so much. Look at the time! Just... Oh!
If you saved, that would have been a nightmare.
Oh god, yeah, yeah. Because then you're basically just trapped in red light, green light limbo, where that's all you can do is just play that stupid red light, green light, and constantly lose at it. Ugh, genuine anger on that one. I like this one though. Rebea kind of makes up for that last one.
This is like the first chest that I opened here.
Alright, so for this one, you have a bunch of chests. You definitely want to open them because they actually contain really good items. They got shadow gems, that's pretty good in and of itself. Shining gem, okay, well that's, you know, potentially game breaking. You can use that on some... You can use that for Riku's mixes or for you know, customization.
Or Aeons.
Or for Aeons as well. One more chest over here, which I'm just gonna make sure I don't get caught as I try and sneak towards it. Ooh, nearly caught me there. Had a little foot shuffle, but thankfully I didn't get caught with it. Blessed gem. Debatably even better. And with the third trial, because obviously you need to spend the first 2 trials getting the treasure chests, so you do need to be super careful. Thankfully, he does give you a lot of leeway to reach him. So just don't get caught during needle time. Ding dong. Alrighty, so next to Cactuar is inside this hole. Ezra. This one likes to turn around a lot as well, but it's not quite as unforgiving as Vicella. As long as you just run forward, you full on book it when he's looking away, you should be able to reach him. But yeah, it doesn't give you that much... Ooh, it doesn't give you that much leeway. Now, Elio. Elio is where this minigame starts getting a little cruel. So, Elio, to find Elio, you have to run back to where Tomei was. And then Elio decides to take the save sphere to warp away. Which, for most players, would just leave you confused and not knowing where to go from here. What you need to do, and the game does give you a little hint of it here, is go into the airship and then climb up onto the bridge where you fought Evray. Here he is, on the bridge. Now, this is where the game starts pulling dick moves. The purple box that says Needletime is no longer in sync with the actual turning of the Cactuar, so pay no attention to the purple box that says Needletime, because it will actively lie to you and try to make you lose. You just need to pay attention to the Cactuar for this one.
Don't even worry about the screen shaking, that's fine.
Oh yeah, the screen also shakes violently because you're on an airship. So that's like 2 strikes against you, the player. So yeah, just don't pay attention to the Needletime box, much as you want to. There we go. And out of all the Cactuars, you don't actually have to fight this one. He just kind of, well, to put it bluntly, he dies in an incredibly horrific fashion. He gets blasted off the goddamn airship. Like, he is incredibly dead. And we get his sphere. So, yeah.
Probably summon Velafor.
We could, but no.
He did a Yuna.
Except for the whole, you know, flying thing. He just kind of fell and died. So, last Cactuar appears when you try and return to the stone. Oh, hello, hello. Now, this is where the game gets horrifically unfair. Because now the purple box, the turning of the Cactuar, and the sound effects are out of sync. So to do this section, what I actually did do is mute. And we got him. And then we essentially get what amounts to a eulogy of all the Cactuars you just killed. It's quite grim, actually. Gone for good. And his orb fades away. Revivia's gone walkabouts, and now he's fucking dead. Little Chava likes big numbers, and now he's fucking dead.
One liked to play in the sand, now he's in the sand.
Now he's in the sand. Both of them are in the sand. Vicella seeks the shining blue.
He drowned.
Drown the fucker. Rebea's stuck inside. His grave!
Well, it was a chest.
Well, yeah. The Lord of the Hole. More like you're the Lord of the Hole after we bury you. Helio was fucking launched into the space and is super dead. And we just
Suicide.
straight up murked Flail. So with that, this sandy area clears up.
That's sad.
I'd say it's sad if not for the fact that I hate those cactuars and I'm glad they're dead. It'd be grim if I didn't hate them so much now I think about it.
All the last one did was exist.
Well, he shouldn't have. Well, no, what the last one did is he decided to basically pull some nasty ventriloquism trick on me whilst I was trying to play red light, green light against him. To the point where I had to plug my ears, if you will. Anyways, we got the Mercury Crest and a Friend Sphere, which is always nice. That's what you get for completing all the red light, green light games.
Wait, that was a crest.
Or a sigil, whatever it was. One of the items that you use to upgrade Riku's weapon.
I'm sure the crests are the ones you do nothing for.
It depends on the character, really. Like I say, crests and sigils, you can, as you've seen from the playthrough, like, you can get them in all different types of ways, so yeah. Anyways, what I'm going to do right now that I have enough friend returns and teleport spheres to do so, I'm going to put every single character onto one spot of the sphere grid. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm doing that. The reason being is because I essentially want all of the characters to level up together. So as the game goes on, we're actually going to be given a bunch of resources that allow us to essentially rewrite and replot the sphere grid, and we can essentially just fill it with overpowered nodes that make all the characters OP. And that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm just, you know, preemptively getting ready for that by moving all the characters close together. It's also nice. It means you can actually, like, manage where everybody is and you keep track of everyone. And it means that, you know, if there's a good node about, every single character can activate it. So yeah. And one more for Lulu. She's so close to that Ultima, but we're going to come back and get it later anyway, so... Sorry, Ultima. Anyways, with all of those ultimate weapons acquired, what you need to do is take them to this weird little spot here. You offer the crest to the weapon, and that partially upgrades it, so it no longer strips you of any AP. There we go. And then you offer it one more time, and this time it fully upgrades it. As well as giving you a super beastly weapon that does all the more damage the more health your character has, and, you know, damage that breaks the damage limit, it also allows that character's corresponding Aeon to also break the damage limit. So I believe for Tidus it is Valifor, so Valifor can now break the damage limit. For Waka it is Ifrit, for Auron it is Yojimbo.
But it has the order. Kind of.
Oh, it kind of is in order, yeah. Basically, Kimahri is Ixion, Yuna is...
That pause.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to show off that weird glitching animation there. Basically, every character correlates to an Aeon, and now all of the Aeons can also break the damage limits. So now all of our guys can hit real good. Now let's have a little look at all these weapons and how good they are. Thank you very much. Time to wreck all of the faces. Boosh.